Well, what a difference not a day makes, what a difference a week makes.
It does. Actually, I forgot to mention on the 18th, but a couple of years ago, Stacey Keating signed for a wrong score at the British Open. And obviously she was devastated, and then she went and won the next 2 weeks that she played. And she texted me last week and said, remember what happened to me after I got DQ'd. So I actually thought about that when I was walking up 18, that that might come true for me as well. So yeah, definitely a different feeling this week than last week.
You don't hear this, but it's so evident to us that when the young players come in and they ask, you know, who did you look up to, who do you still look up to, it's always you. I know that mantle you feel quite heavily, but what a thrill that these girls are out here and still have the experience to play alongside you.
Oh, thank you, Kathy. Yeah, no, it's you know, it's been nearly 20 years, so you know, it's been a wonderful ride, and it's continuing to be that as well. You know, I feel very fortunate to have won today, but I like my chances just at the start of the day because of the wind picking up. I thought if we had another day like we had the first 3 days, that I probably was a little too far back to have a chance. So I was thankful for the weather changing, and I played as good as I have in a very long time.
Questions, please. Thank you, Martin.
Karrie, you've just touched on this, but I'm just wondering whether what happened last week sort of had something to do with the fact that you've won today, in the sense that you're obviously annoyed with yourself and the world. Did it sort of, in a funny sort of way, help you?
I'm not sure. I mean, it wasn't something that was easy to shake off, and still isn't, because it's been very hard for me to walk out of the score tent this week until they've checked my scorecard about 4 times. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing what happens, what a difference a week makes. You know, obviously, this time last week I wouldn't be expecting to be sitting here. So, you know, I'm glad things changed around quickly for me.
I know you said early in the week that you felt a little underdone coming into the tournament because you didn't get as much golf as you had expected last week. Did you sort of feel that you had that final round in you? You know, you posted the best score of the day. Did you see that coming?
I'm not sure if I saw it coming, but sometimes for me, the tougher the conditions, the better, because I have to really get out of my head. I have to not think technically. As I think when the conditions are milder, you try to be more perfect, I think, because the conditions are easy, so you should be shooting low scores. When the conditions are tough, I think that I get out of that mindset and I just feel the shot that I need to. And that's what I was doing today. And I realised that early on. I was hitting some quality shots early on, and I realised that I'd gotten into that mindset. And so I you know, stayed on top of myself to make sure that that's what I did, and never tried to hit a shot. I just you know, played the shot that I could, that the conditions dictated.
One of the young Australians, Minjee Lee, so she obviously was leading coming into the day, and she had a pretty tough day. I wondered, you know, she's your scholarship holder. Have you managed to see her after her round to sort of see how she felt?
Yeah, just briefly. I told her, you know, good playing. I mean, conditions like today when you're leading, it's probably tougher than if you're behind, because you don't have as much to lose when you're behind, and posting a score is always hard to. It's hard for the people behind to not play just to beat that. So she's got more talent in her little finger than I ever did at 17. So, you know, she should hold her head up high. She's played very well the last 2 weeks, probably the best out of anyone. I mean, consistently the last 2 weeks. So, you know, she should be really proud of herself, and you'll definitely see a lot more of her.
Karrie, that's 40 LPGA wins, which is pretty damn good. But there was a bit of confusion in here about how many career wins you've had, 50-something, but do you know?
Well, I think I know, but I hear so many different numbers that I'm not sure if I've counted correctly, but I think it's 52. Do you think it's more than that?
That's what's on your website, it's 51.
Yeah.
Not sure. I've heard 56.
Yeah, I've heard 55 before today so I don't know where, but I know that Louise Suggs just gained 3 more wins from somewhere in history. They'd forgotten to count. So I don't know if mine are getting added up and more on there or not, but in my count it's 52.
Karrie, the putt you hold on 11.
Yep.
Did that give you a sense that you could go on from there and win it, or did you realise at that particular point where that puts you in relative to everyone else?
Well, before I putted, I didn't realise that there was a leaderboard over there, which was good because that meant I was obviously involved in my putt. So I wasn't aware of what was leading. The last time I'd seen a leaderboard, the leaders had only played the first hole and they both birdied and they're at 14 under. So when I made that putt, then when I walked back to the back of the green, I looked and I saw the leaderboard and I realised that now I was tied for the lead. So I actually had trouble calming myself down then I was obviously pumped up, I made the putt, but then of course I made that to tie for the lead. So I had a little bit of trouble calming myself down on the next hole. I didn't hit a very good tee shot, but ended up making a really good par. So that sort of settled me down and it was a little up and down coming in, but the conditions were so difficult that it was hard to hit some quality shots and know exactly where the wind was coming from. But yeah, certainly that really got me pumped up, and I knew then that I had a good chance.
Coming in, did you have a number in your head that if you got to 12 that was going to be a good number?
I was trying not to do that because at the start of the day you just need to go as low as you can, and I was trying not to set a score. A couple of times I said I needed to get to probably 12. But again, I tried to put that out of my mind and just hit shots and see what I came up with at the end of the day.
Have you got another major in you?
Well, I hope so. If I can do the mental job that I did, especially today, but I think I did a pretty good job all week, and especially the weekend. If I maintain that standard, then I think I can.